Tanks replays with Tanks for the Mammeries. Thanks for stopping by to watch. This is a battle that I did last night in a platoon with Ugly and Italia on Sand River. We're in our PZ-B2s. We've got a platoon sort of top of the tier. It's a standard battle. And pretty good little game. Obviously with the B2 it takes a while to get into it. But let's go ahead and get started and see what happens along the way here. So what we usually try to do is have everybody stick together. But Ugly likes to just kind of randomly go off his own way. And because Ugly doesn't have a microphone or headset, so far as I can tell, we sometimes have a difficult time communicating. So Italia and I agree that we're going to run down the 2 line, and Ugly decides to head off to run down the B line. And so Italia and I decide discretion's a better part of valor, and so we're going to follow him over that way. So we slowly make our way around to head down the B line with Ugly, while everybody else sort of, heads along into that little town halfway between the 2 caps. Now we've got a Hetzer and a Panzer 1C and an M3 Stuart all heading down the 2 line, or around the 2 line area to J2, whatever. And that's going to cause us trouble in a minute when they melt. So in the meantime, as those guys are getting stuck in, we're making our way through here. Now there's going to be a Panzer 1C coming up that YOLOs over the sand dune, gets a little bit of air, and promptly smashes into a bunch of buildings, hurting himself, and Italia's going to get the kill. So here he does a little air, woo-wee, right into to us, whacks into the building, and Ugly's going to track him, and that's pretty much that. So then we start spotting some bunch of the guys in the middle that have decided to get on that ridge and pound our people. So we start laying some pretty good fire into these guys. I'm just not. There we go. Pardon me. Whew. We'll sneeze there. Sorry about that. I was a steward up on this ridge line who is going to cause trouble later on. He's putting some fire into me and Italia. At this point, Italia and I are discussing the fact that Panzer 38 has managed to get past the Stuart and the Panzer 1C and the Hetzer that were over there in J2, and is now, killing Artie and capping our base. So Italia decides to go back and try and stop that guy. Ugly's pushing forward. The M3 Stuart that was up there taking shots at us is out of the picture for now, but he's going to make trouble in a minute. In the meantime, Italia heads back over. I'm having a conversation with him to make sure that he's got it. Ugly's off doing Ugly's own thing. And so I'll have a chance to put some effective fire into this 38 here. Not a lot, but some. So while that's going on, Ugly is going to start spotting the guys. There we go. I'm bouncing a few shots on this guy. But it's starting to distract him enough that Italia is able to kill him. Now we start seeing some of these other guys that they had on their side, and the M3 will be making his way back over in a minute to start bothering me. Italia's got really good map situational awareness. As he's busy trying to cover the base, he's going to start telling me about things that are happening over here with me, and I end up appreciating it because as I'm laying fire into this T-82 and the DW, the M3 is coming down behind me, and I'm not paying attention until I get shot in the butt. But Italia has managed to tell me that that guy's trying to kill me. Get over this hill and away from him a little bit. I've said it before and I'll say it again, people, buy fire extinguishers. Now, I noticed that Ugly's got these guys on the hill trapped, and I can't really put a whole bunch more fire into them. But I'm starting to get hit by the PZ-B2 from their team, who is heading towards our cap. So I ask Italia if he's okay, if he's got it. He says, yeah, he's got it covered. And he's in pretty good shape right now. So I'm trying to support Ugly. This Ugly's still making his way to cap, and he's got at least 3 people there. A light tank, he's got the DW, and there's artillery up there as well. Now the LTP is coming behind me, and he's going to start taking shots at me. Now both B2s on the enemy team are at our base, so it's just Italia trying to hold off both those B2s, and he's starting to take some hits. So I'm going to kill the LTP and then go back to support Italia, who, you know, just seconds ago was at 100%, but with both B2s taking him on, he's going to need some help. So he's doing a really good job holding these guys off, but they are on our cap. So he wants to make sure that he can keep holding them off so long as artillery isn't giving him trouble. So we've asked Ugly to take care of the artillery, and he's going to have a tough time with it. But while he's over there keeping those guys busy, I'm going to go back. Now it's just the 3 of us. Everybody else on our team is dead. And they've got a TD plus the 3 heavies and their artillery. So it's sort of last stand kind of thing here. So I'm going to come support Italia while Ugly goes and tries to deal with everybody else. And Italia's doing a pretty good job by himself. This guy pays no attention to me whatsoever. He is paying no attention to me. And he shows me his ass, so I will have some of that. And this guy's paying no attention to me, so I will have some of his ass. Now, Ugly's been worn down to a nub by this guy. And at this point, we each have 3. Talking about crucial contribution to Brothers in Arms, which you never ever do during the fight because it just jinxes you and gets you all fucked up. But at this point, Italia, who had asked Ugly earlier to take care of the artillery because he didn't want to get killed, is figuring out that this guy just dropped himself into the creek, and neither one of us have the gun depression to get him. So being that I have more health, I say, yeah, I'll take him. And then I think to myself, no, I'm not going to fall down there and miss the guy and end up having him get tracked and having him shoot me in the side. So Italia says he'll go down and get him. I said, no, let me take him just because I've got better health than you do. He says, okay. He says, so long as artillery doesn't get me, we'll be good to go. I'll just stay alive. And I said, yep, great. And then artillery gets him. So he's raging. He's raging now. And I cannot pin that little gun cover plate. So I'm going to get right down in it and aim for it, and I still don't get it. So, all right, enough of that. Try again. There we go. Now, of course, Italia is still going on and on about how he got killed by the arty. And he blames me. I said, well, you were the one, who talked about it first. And so he blames Ugly. And Ugly starts laughing. And he's stuck right now. Oh, see, artillery just took a shot at me as well, little bastard. Give that guy credit, man. He had 4 kills. Did very well for himself in the game. Really pulled it out. He was a good player. So, anyway, Ugly's stuck in a ditch. And Italia's watching him. He's able to get himself out right about now. Had the artillery known that, the artillery probably would have gone and shotgunned him. So I decide, the last place we spotted this guy was running away from their cap. I'm going to come down there and try and get him. So at this point, Ugly and I both have 4. Italia ended up with 3. And all we have left to do is kill this 1 artillery. Now I can survive a shot from the guy. I'm not sure at this point if Ugly can or not, but he's going to that spot where the guy was. So I'm figuring this guy is probably running up the ridge line somewhere along, like the K line. So Ugly's saying that we should cap, and that's what he's going to go do. And I agree with him on that. Italia's saying the same thing. I'm figuring, well, this guy's probably running up the other side of this sand dune, so I'm going to get over here where I can see whether he is or not. Try and put fire into him if he's hiding over here somewhere, because this is the last place we spotted him. Ugly's in town. Italia gives props to the artillery piece. Speaking of, in another game last night, enemy artillery piece ended up with Top Gun, which was pretty good. I was really impressed with that. There's some, it was on the other team, but he ended up with Top Gun. So all of a sudden, that stupid M37 that we thought was hiding somewhere has made an in-run along, obviously, the K line, bypassing me and capping our base. So the safe bet would have been for me to get with Ugly and cap their base. 2 of us on there, we probably could have done it. Probably could have won that. But I didn't even think about it. I was so aggressive after this fight that I turned around and went straight back to base. So I'm now getting some worried support from Italia saying that he thinks I don't have enough time, and I'm thinking I've got just enough time to kill this guy. And so Ugly's going to go cap their base, and I am got jet turbo superpower speed on my B2 as fast as I can go to get back to this guy. And all I got to do is spot him. All I have to do is see him and put 1 shot into him, and I can reset that timer. So there's 30-something seconds left. I'm a little worried that I'm not going to make it, but there he is. He's in the open, not behind the sand dune, and that, my friends, is that. So it's reset. We're going to win for sure. The guy's turned his back on me. I don't know why. Shouldn't have done it, but that was the game. So anyway, managed to get back there and finally kill that guy, but a good spirited little fight. So that was, we had I think 17 games last night, and we didn't lose any of them. Not that we played well in all of them, but for luck of the draw, we didn't lose a single game last night. So this was just one of them. It was a lot of fun. We played the B2 quite a few times, KV-220. What else did we play? Panzer 2J, 127s. I don't know. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll get to the replay, the score sheet next. Thanks for watching.